Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 4th of July. My name is Gary Peer.
I'm Eileen Joffe.
And I'm Glenn Bricker.
And I can't believe it. We're here with the South Africans and it's great to have you both on the show. It's so good that I actually get my say because Philip's not here. So
you don't know what you're in for today, Gary.
I don't know either. Could be anything. I don't know. I hope he hasn't briefed you up. But happy 4th of July, everybody. The big American Independence Day. And it is wonderful to be on the couch with Eileen and Glenn. Now, Glenn, you've been with us for how long now?
I'm into my 15th year, Gary.
15th year at Gary Peer Associates. We can't get rid of each other by the sound of things. It's great. And
going nowhere.
You've had an amazing career in real estate, and in fact, even your father in South Africa was in real estate at one stage, if I'm not mistaken.
In the 70s. My dad had his own real estate agency, so at an early age I got a taste of the game.
It's in the blood. Now, Eileen, haven't been as long with us. How long now?
Coming up for 4 years, Gary.
Is that right? That was so quick.
I know.
That?
It has flown.
And what a mark you've made in a very short time. Interestingly, Eileen was somebody that we kind of flirted with, if I can say that on camera, and likewise before, because your background was in finance, wasn't it?
Correct.
Working in the bank system. So she decided to spend her first few years just working up a database of wealthy people, knowing how much they had in the bank and who to talk to when it came to selling and buying real estate. But we said to Eileen, socially over the years, you would be so good in real estate, come into real estate, and lo and behold, here you've come.
Yep.
You've made some great deals, some incredible results. What are you loving about it?
I love everything about it, Gary. I work for the best company.
That's kind of you to say. Yeah.
And I'm so passionate about what I do, and I absolutely love it.
You do love it, and you've certainly got a great following, and some of the most extraordinary results you've produced. You've got a bit of a Midas touch there, but
thank you.
So well done to you both. It's great to have you both on today.
We actually at the back call her the goose that lays the golden egg.
She is the goose that lays the golden egg. Some people like Sally Zellman's like that too, isn't she? She's Lady Luck. She's kind of, whatever she touches turns to gold as well. So some people have got that, but not without a whole lot of hard work. Philip is on holidays today. I couldn't be happier, I've got to tell you, to be able to have the floor, you might say. But I thought I'd do something a bit different today because you both come from South Africa. There's no mistake about that. And while Philip says he can't understand anything that South Africans say, the reality is he likes to say that. But the reality is I reckon that South Africans are the most beautifully spoken people. I actually love it, the South African accent. I can't believe it, but I do. I think so. But what was it like growing up in South Africa? You were there, both of you were there at an extraordinary time. You were there in a historical time. You were there through apartheid. You were there through Nelson Mandela. And I guess you're so integrated in Australia now. You've been in Australia for how long now?
20 years.
And you've been here
nearly
for
30.
30
years.
Yeah, very old. You hear that? I couldn't catch her. I thought it's going to be yours, but it was years. Didn't catch you out. But you merge into Australian society, and of course it's a great country, and you couldn't. I'm sure you agree. Tell us about growing up in South Africa. First, Glenn, tell us about the apartheid era, the army. Just tell us a little bit about.
Well, I grew up in Johannesburg, which is landlocked, so 600 kilometres to the nearest beach.
Okay.
So our biggest thing at the end of every year was going to the sea where Eileen lived.
Okay.
And the Joburg boys used to go get all the Cape Town girls.
Is that right?
That was our.
Anyway.
Cape Town guys used to hate us.
Fair enough.
But we got all their girls when we used to come down in our alphas. That was
That was the trade-off. Okay.
It was very interesting times to grow up. We had a very privileged upbringing.
Yes.
We grew up with servants, and so it was different to what the Australian. Very different.
Yeah.
Very privileged, but a great upbringing, a great place to live.
We talked about the army. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, luckily I never saw any action. I never went up to the border. I got a job as a taxi driver, driving officers around Pretoria.
Fair enough.
Which was quite a cushy job. It was good fun.
Very good.
And that's what I basically did for virtually my 2 years. Well, 4 months basic training, which was hectic.
Yeah.
And then got my license.
And where was the action? Then you saw about action.
Well,
where was there action?
Most of the guys that I did basic training with in the infantry, I was in the 3rd South African Infantry, got sent up to Southwest Africa, to Namibia, on the border of Namibia and Angola. And there was a war going on.
Right.
We were in times of war.
Right. Yeah.
So hence conscription.
Yeah. And did you see people coming back from war?
Yeah.
And they were knocked around?
Well, some guys, a lot of guys got a bit shell-shocked and had hard times. And in the years afterwards, for 10 years, you had to do a camp every year.
And was it training intensive?
Oh, yeah. I've never been fitter than I was in those days. It was unbelievable.
From that point of view, they helped you out.
Oh, yeah.
Arlene, you grew up in which part of South Africa?
Port Elizabeth,
Port Elizabeth,
which was a small coastal town
Yep.
close to Cape Town,
Yep.
an industrial city,
Yep.
and I went to a school called Theodor Herzl.
And what was your life like there?
We had a great life. It was
Yeah.
beautiful growing up there. Everyone knew everyone, being a
Yep.
small town, similar to Adelaide, but a bit prettier, right by the beach. Grew up on the beach.
And what did it mean to you to be shifted off to Australia? What was that? How was that decision for you? Was it daunting, easy, happy, sad?
Look, it was really hard to leave the family.
Yeah.
I left my whole family there and
Yeah.
decided to make a new life for myself
Yeah.
in this amazing country. Because we felt that there was no future for our children one day
Yeah.
there, and it was a much safer country.
Yeah.
So we made the big jump, and you do it when you're young, it's a lot easier.
And the whole shift from apartheid through to Nelson Mandela, and what was it like living there at that time? Were you there at that time?
No, actually I'd already immigrated,
Okay.
Gary,
Well,
so when he
I
was
was there at that
released,
time, yeah.
I'd already come to live
Okay,
here.
so you were there at that time. So what was
Yes.
the mood like in South Africa at that time?
It was very positive
Yeah.
because it was at the time also of the 1996 Rugby World Cup.
Yeah.
We had won the World Cup.
I mean, did South Africans know that apartheid was wrong? Was there any guilt, or was it just so accepted because it was there for so long? You know, what was the general
Look, generally you
experience and
know it's
feel?
wrong,
Yeah.
but you brought up knowing no different.
Okay.
So
Okay, yeah.
we didn't know any different.
Yeah.
So you get to ask questions and wonder about certain things, like when you see a whites only sign, or you know, you ask your parents and
About the morality of
the
that.
morality, but you didn't know any different.
Yeah.
But in the mid to late 90s, like when Mandela was released and things were looking very up, I wasn't coming to Australia. I wasn't even thinking of coming to Australia at that time.
Okay.
I got here in 1997, where I saw the writing on the wall,
Yeah.
and I decided I had 3 young kids. It's time to move,
Yep,
get my
fair
kids to a better life.
Fair enough. Interesting lives, viewers, and we the South Africans live among us, and we don't really, I guess, get the chance to drill down and to understand the lives that you've led and the move. And I mean, when you think about it, unless you're Aboriginal, there's not a lot of Aboriginal people in Victoria, not a lot of Aboriginal real estate agents that I know of, but you know, everyone's come from somewhere really in this country, this young country, haven't they? You know, whether it's South Africa or from Europe or from
We're all immigrants.
We're all really immigrants, unless we're the true Australians. Some have been here a long time. So the stories are always fascinating. And of course, the South African community have done very well here, very successful in business and very community-minded and focused. So I know that we enjoy, as you would, dealing with a lot of the South Africans. I know you also enjoy dealing with property, and we've got some talk. We've got some discussion that we need to enter into about the weekend, because we've had a very good weekend, another very good weekend with some very good results. Now, it is our tradition that Philip and I go through the results, selected results. But this week, what we're going to do is, because there weren't that many auctions, and we're going to let you review the auctions. So it's over to Glenn and Arlene to review our wonderful weekend of auctions.
Thanks, Gary. Yes, it certainly was a great weekend. A little bit cold, but that didn't stop the buyers coming out in their hordes. We had a great auction at 4 at 211 Canterbury Road, St Kilda West. A magnificent little 1-bedroom apartment with 1 bathroom and 1 car space, sold way in excess of agents' expectations at $440,000.
Then there was 6 at 32 Walsh Street, Ormond. This was a beautiful 2-bed, 1-bath, 1-car apartment, sold for $562,000, which is a huge result for that. We had 6 bidders, big crowd on the day, a very competitive auction, and sold well in excess of our reserve.
Another great result at 8 at 332 Dandenong Road, St Kilda East. A 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-car apartment, sold in excess of reserve at $575,000.
Thank you, Glenn and Arlene, for that very good summary of the weekend. It was a great weekend, and really some incredible results. I couldn't quite
As
believe
always.
it. It seems to be as always. I don't
Yeah.
know. We seem to keep surprising us. People must think, oh, you guys are full of it. You know, every time you're going to get these great results. But the truth is, we really don't know, because buyers don't tell us what they're going to pay. They don't always know themselves, do they? And I guess we get surprised. We surprise ourselves week in, week out. So whether that is, accepted as truth or not, we can only say to you that buyers keep their cards close to the chest, and why shouldn't they? So we don't always know what's going to happen, but certainly some positive signs in the market, still going well.
Absolutely.
And that new first home buyers grant, wow, well, there goes, an immediate impact of that, I reckon, don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, we've got some mail to go through. We've got a letter here because Philip talked about jeu de vivre a couple of weeks ago. And I had no idea what he was talking about. So here is a letter. I'm going to read this out. Bonjour. If you must use foreign language on GPTV, it is essential that you have the correct pronunciation. Otherwise, viewers may think you are pretentious and uneducated. Okay. E.g., you said on the latest GPTV, this is Philip because I would never even say this, but Philip who thinks he's clever, joie de vivre, or joie de vivre, which is Joiedvive, and pronounced it as joie de vivre, whereas phonetically it is joie de vivre. So
That's not bad, Gary.
Not bad, Gary.
yours pedantically, D. Who is D? David Kingston, Philip's father. So I love
Good
that
on
he's
him.
called him out. Good on him, because he is. Philip's got certainly one of his father's many traits, and sadly he hasn't got as many as his father has. It is to be able to pronounce things so beautifully, because his father's one of the most beautifully spoken people and a true master of the English language, as you'll see there. Now we've got another one here from Lisa. Her English language is probably not so good, but gee, her intentions are great. And we love that she's been passionate about to send us this. So she sent this in a couple of weeks ago where we talked about somebody who was angry and negative about the show, and we actually gave it to him on GPTV. And
Good on you.
Didn't watch it. Anyway, so I really enjoy every GPTV, especially both you, Gary and Phil. It's funny and entertainment, it says here. I'm sure it means it's and so interesting show. So I think, David, you could have a chat to Lisa, but the message is beautiful. So don't worry if anyone doesn't like it. They missed this funny and freak comedy. You sold our few properties. Thanks, Lisa, and very happy with the result. And nobody can beat this great agent. I don't care what others said.
I agree
Thank
with
you,
her
Lisa.
wholeheartedly.
Good on you. We love you for
Good on
that.
you,
We
Lisa.
love you.
We're going to send you some tickets to the movies just for being
Absolutely.
nice, because we like to suck up to people who are nice to us, because we need the love. We're looking for it. Having said that, let's move on to some of the other things that we've got to talk about on our regular GPTV format. I think we should talk about where we are right here, Glenn, because because this is a home that you know well. It's a fascinating property. It's in a great location, and we are at number, if I'm not mistaken, 18 Cedar Street.
18 Cedar
in
Street.
Caulfield South. Tell us a little bit about this place.
Well, it's an interesting one, Gary. I sold this house, I think, 6 or 7 years ago to the current owners.
Yep.
When I listed it back then, I was excited because I could see the potential and what can be done. And luckily for me, it's back on the market again. They've done a little bit of work, but they haven't really changed it much. And
They didn't need to, I guess.
No,
Yeah,
it's absolutely beautiful. And I just look at this house as a pit of potential.
Fantastic.
There's so much you can do here and so much to improve. And it's great to move in and stay.
Absolutely.
You don't need to do anything.
You've got the options available. You can live in, you can rent it out, you can further improve it. We've got 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's also, of course, got parking via way of a garage and another spot in tandem behind it. So we've got parking for 2, including a lock-up garage. But how about what's going on around here now? I know you both are you both residents in South Caulfield?
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, we
Okay,
love
so
the area.
Don't throw away.
So you live and breathe South
We
Caulfield.
love it.
I thought I was right with that. So you're both absolutely locals. And you would know as locals what's going on right here on the corner of the street, Cedar and Huntley Road. Take us through that one.
Well, amazingly, in this area, all the streets are named after different trees.
Yes.
And
Cedar
we both live in tree streets.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got cedar,
So-
we've got cedar, we've got alder, we've got sycamore, we've got
Birch.
we've got
Olive,
All the trees.
all tree names.
All the trees.
So there's
Okay.
just this new fantastic coffee shop that's opened up on the corner of Cedar
Yes.
and Glen Huntley,
Yeah.
and it's called the Arbora.
Arbora.
Which,
Arbora.
arbora,
Okay.
which comes from arborist
study.
and
The
trees.
Latin word
Study
of
trees.
trees.
Yeah.
Latin of tree. We're getting very educated. This week. Fantastic.
Good name though, Gary.
Great name. So just another feature of the area. Your favourite cafe in Caulfield South?
Oh, I've got too many to mention,
Okay,
but I
two-
have
two
to
or
say
three.
fresh and delish because I can walk from my house.
They're both good, aren't they?
And if I didn't say fresh, they'd kill me because I'm there every morning.
But
Having
you're
my
also,
coffee.
But you're also a Delish fan as well. If I'm not
I
mistaken.
love Delish
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a good sandwich.
There's so many good ones.
And
around
you've
here.
got
Mr.
just down the road,
Brightside.
you've
Mr.
got Mr.
Brightside.
Brightside, you've got Turquoise,
yeah.
Jam.
you've got the new hamburger place in Hawthorne. You,
Yeah.
you never have to cook in
No,
this place.
that's exactly right. So
That's
if
why I
you-
look like I do.
If you want to make it's tempting, isn't it? If you want a 4-bedroom house without a kitchen, you can just knock that kitchen
Absolutely.
out there and just use all the amenities around you. Shall we review what's going on this weekend? We've got a quietish weekend. So we've got 5 auctions this week. Lior Samuel's going to be a busy young man with Philip away. He's doing 4 auctions. And Simon Rodolnik is doing an auction on Sunday. He's doing the auction of this home, which we've wrapped up already. But we can't wait till the weekend because on the 6th of July, in 2 days' time, we are auctioning this incredible block of land in Neerim Road. Now, let's just talk a little bit about this. This is being auctioned. It's a mortgagee auction in possession, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure. This is a massive, massive block of land.
What an opportunity.
Isn't it an incredible opportunity? 1,183 square metres is the title, situated just near all of the buzz and all of the hum of fantastic Koonang Road. This is an extraordinary opportunity. We're looking forward to that one. It's coming up on Thursday. So if you're looking for a land opportunity or just want to know what's going on with an incredible block of land in the heart of it all, come to the auction on Thursday.
I think that one should be well contested, Gary.
I would imagine so. Arlene, I'm going to get you to wrap up this one for us. This is a terrific one-bedroom apartment. It's in Judith Street, Carnegie. Leor's auctioning this one at 1:30 p.m. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. Look, it looks like it has a great floor plan. One of the bigger one-bedrooms that we've seen in a while. There's an undercover car space. So it's got one bath, one bed, and in a great location right in the heart of Carnegie.
And that's going to be very affordable, around $310 to $340 is the range. Glenn, at 11:30, Leor is auctioning a fantastic apartment in Inkerman Street for Darren Crongold. What a great location and what an amazing looking apartment. Take us through it.
Well, Gary, I know these apartments well. I sold one in the block recently. It's got 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a great open plan living area, which opens onto a beautiful kitchen.
Fantastic. Thanks for wrapping that one up for us, Glenn. On Saturday at 12:30, I know that Leor is particularly excited about this, and I'm not surprised. This apartment at 71 at 503 Orong Road, Armidale, is right on the corner of prestigious Carbrook Avenue. It's a great high-rise apartment with some beautiful aspects, and this one has got a fantastic flow and floor plan. 3 great-sized bedrooms, a massive lounge dining area, all opening up to a beautiful enclosed balcony or terrace. And of course, you've got a security parking situation there also with a lock-up garage. Love the sparkling bathroom. This is a real beauty. We are very excited and looking forward to that auction, which is going to round off a pretty quiet weekend. But when I say quiet, that may be quiet because there's not a lot of volume, but certainly there's some good offerings and some good opportunities out there. Predictions for the market, what are you thinking? Strong, weakening, softening, strengthening?
Gary, it's still strong.
Yep.
In my eyes, there's a demand in our area.
Yep.
We're getting amazing clearance rates.
We are, yeah.
And as far as I can see, it's going to continue to stay like this.
Doesn't look like it's slowing down at the moment.
Not at
does
all.
it? Glenn,
Definitely
your
not
thoughts?
slowing down.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's hot at the moment? What do you find is being most sought after?
Well, land is going amazingly.
Yeah.
Single level villa units are unbelievable.
They're
and
unprecedented prices.
unprecedented.
I mean, how are we supposed to get it right? You know, it's so hard. You think something's worth $1 million, it goes for 1.3. You think something's worth 1.2, it goes for 1.5. I mean, it's so hard to I mean, you want to guide people, you don't want to mislead buyers, but it's so hard to, you
don't want to be too bullish, and then
you can't value everything on a record price, but so many properties are getting new levels of price, it's hard to work it out, isn't it?
It's just unbelievable.
It's incredible. But, I guess if you've got a good formula, good estate agents and good marketing, then anything can happen in the wonderful world of real estate. And it is absolutely wonderful to have 2 of our star performers with me today on GPTV. We're having a bit of a break next week, so we'll let everybody watch this twice. They can watch it over 2 weeks, once for Glenn and once for Arlene. But I can't believe it that you're both here with me. It's wonderful
Such
to
an
have
honour,
you here.
Gary.
Thank you, Gary. It's been a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you for the great work you do, for all the joy you bring to your clients and our clients, and all the fantastic job you've done. Gee, between the 2 of you, we've got 20 years of service and a lot of experience, and a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and most importantly, competency. You can't beat competency, that's for sure.
Thank you.
So wonderful having Glenn and Arlene. That's it for GP TV this week. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Glenn Bricker.
I'm Arlene Joffe.
We'll see you next time. Cheers.